Welcome back to the Self Control Project. This is part one of how I stopped masturbating. Um, when I look back on this story, it really just it shows me the glory of God and how things can really change in your life, right? Um, let's get right into it. So my wife came to me one day, and she's like, "Man, I just had the craziest dream last night." Oh yeah? She's like, "Yeah, I dreamed that the world was ending. Everything was on fire. Houses were being destroyed. It was pure chaos, pandemonium throughout the city, and everyone was, just running for shelter. Trying to do whatever they could." And she says, "I also heard like horns, so symbolizing that Jesus was back. And I was trying to find you all, like meaning me and my two kids." And she's like, "I found you, and then we found the kids together, and we were running around, trying to find shelter. And then I just stopped, and I started praying. Not me, her. And this is her dream." She says, "I stopped and I just started praying, and trying to be directed by the angels. Like, where do we go?" And she says, "We gathered everything up, and I knew where we had to go. And right before we left, me me in the dream, I started saying, 'I have to use the bathroom. I got to use the bathroom.'" And she's like, "Now is not the time to have to use the bathroom. What are you talking about? Like, the bathroom? We got to go." So I insisted, "I got to use the bathroom. I got to use the bathroom." So now it's like this tug of war, which is symbolic for like my soul. And she's like, "No, we got to go." I didn't want to go, and I didn't want to listen to her. So we went to leave, and I broke off from her. And when I broke off, I ran into the house to the bathroom. And while I'm in the bathroom, I guess, she says, the house just caught fire and like blew up, you know. And I died, basically. So in the dream, when she woke up, I'm sorry again. So now she's asking me in real life, like, "Yeah, like, you kept having to use the bathroom. Like, that was weird. What's up with that?" And she's asking me like I was in the dream with her, like I knew why. And, I'm just going, "I don't know. That's a weird dream. That's your dream. How I'm supposed to tell you what's happening in your dreams?" And that was that. So I know you're wondering, like, what the heck does that have to do with anything? How'd that help you stop masturbating? Well, about a week later, I'm home alone, and I'm like, those thoughts start coming in, right? So, me personally, what I would do is I would go to like somewhere where the content is a little risky, more on this over sexualized side, and I would use that as like my starting point, knowing that it's going to lead to, straight out, masturbating. Like, not from them videos, but I'm gonna gradually get to, those sites, them dirty sites. And sure enough, I did that. And guess where I started to head? To the bathroom. And I stopped. And I go, "Oh man, that dream was about you losing your soul because you are addicted to porn, and you know better, and you know better, and you pray, and you have the free will to just stop, but you're choosing not to. You're going for quick releases, that quick pleasure." And I realized, like, man, this is what that dream was about. And God sent it to her to just show his power. Like, look, I could put it on her spirit. But at that time of the dream, and I go back to the moments where she was asking me, "Why did you keep going to the bathroom?" I think in that moment I really did know what she was talking about, but I was trying to avoid it. Therefore, I just, said I didn't know. But I think if I would have stopped and gave it some thought, I would have realized right in that moment. But God gave me another chance. And when I went to the bathroom, fast forwarding, that's when I really couldn't deny anymore that, man, you have a serious problem and you need help. And at that point right there, I decided, okay, God is trying to tell me. He's trying to tell me something. And I don't think I stopped in that moment, to be honest. I think I didn't do it that day, but that just wasn't enough to make me stop, sadly, and it should have been. And that's what takes us to the part 2. And this is when I realized even more. And even then, it's just really sad. But it shows how much God loves you and how much he does want you to do the right thing. He does send you signs. So if you're having those signs, you're seeing those different things, he's trying to tell you something. He's trying to show you the right way. So I suggest that you just listen, pay attention. You know, that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you guys. But it was really scary. It made me feel like I was going to hell in that moment. Like you're messing up. So I don't have anything super deep I want to say or nothing like that. I just wanted to share that story. And if you've had anything like that happen, just put it in the comments. Or if you're still fighting it, just put it in the comments. Maybe I could reach out to you and help you out. Or, anything like that. Just don't be ashamed. Just try to get better. That's it. Love.